All right, welcome here. It's Tim the Blacksmith. This is part 4 of the titanium knife build. So I actually just have this zirconium guard put into the vise here. In the last video, I fitted it all up nice to the knife. So now I'm just going to start to profile it. Thought the milling machine would be probably just the ticket for that. So I just got a couple more things to do, then we're going to get machining. But looking forward to seeing this come along, and thank you for being here. Let's get this video started. We're going to head over to the drawing and see how this all looks. Here is the update. I've got the guard here profiled in the shape that I want it, and I think that's looking pretty sweet. Machining went all really good. Brought this down to 3/4 of an inch thick. That was the part that I was a little bit unsure about, so I just took a gamble and went with it, so hopefully that'll be the right thickness. So right now what I'm trying to figure out a little bit is how the transition here to the wood handle is all going to look with this here. There's going to be sort of this transition to the oval. I'm just looking for my drawing here. I'm going to cut this out and put this on the back and then start shaping this into the oval and then blend in to get that transition. I feel like that transition is going to probably pretty much be done by hand with files and stuff. But we'll see how it all comes about. So I think I'm going to put this on the back and then start to transition into the handle. This is just crazy glue I'm putting on just to glue this piece of paper on so that I can see where to file and stuff. But you just dab it on the paper, it soaks through, and then it glues down. Hold it tight. So I was just looking at this a little bit closer, and I'm actually not happy with this line. It's too far curved. I was thinking about it, and I found this little flap disc for a die grinder. I'm going to see if I can just rock in a little bit on each side, and then that'll be all I need. I don't feel super great about the die grinder. This is definitely one of those life decisions that you could regret about 3 minutes later or less, but it's all I got right now, so I think it's going to do the trick. So let's fire this thing up and see what happens. So this flap disc on here just works so good. That was like awesome. So I'm just gonna grab a hand file now and start cleaning up the edges a little bit. Just kind of make sure everything's good, but super stoked on how things are coming. Loving it. That flap disc has worked so well. I'm gonna see if I can get some finer grit ones so I can actually just do all the buffing with that. I've already cleaned up the sides and everything. It's looking really true. Just a little bit of crispy edge stuff to work with, but I'd like to do that after I've got in there with the flap disc. So I'm just gonna make some phone calls and see if I can locate finer grit. Otherwise, I'll just have to do it by hand, which will be okay. Okay, so new day here. I did run to town and get the other flap disc and got this up to 120 grit. Really happy with how this has turned out so far. I'm not gonna finish it up right now. I got a couple lines that I need to kind of crisp up and clean up a little bit. But I was thinking about it over the night and realized I might have made a problem for myself. So what I want this knife to be is I want it to be a breakdown. And what that means is all these parts will slide off. And there's gonna be, I'm actually gonna make some thread on the end of this tang, special little bolt thing, so it clamps together, holds it all together. The pro of that is that if I ever need to work on the knife or do any work to it, I can easily take the handle off and do that. The downer right now is that this press fit of the guard is great, and it's not a problem to put it on, but if I ever have to take it off, the way I've been doing that is clamping it like this and then hitting with a hammer here to pop it off. But if I put thread on the end, I'm not going to be able to do that. And so I'm worried that once I put it on, I won't be able to get it off. So I got to think that through. Kind of the one thought right now is that I could take a file. I would choose to file the titanium versus the guard, just to make sure this slot doesn't get exposed here, but make this a looser fit. Oh, but that's so risky because if it's loose, then it's not gonna work. Anyways, that's the update for you. So I'm gonna figure out what I'm doing, and then we're gonna go from there. Guard worked out super good yesterday. I bought this Persian blue. It's a dye for finding high spots. I could not believe it. I should have bought it before when I made this because I put it on, I slid the guard on, and it only contacted in one spot on each side. Took the finest file I had, like 3 strokes, I'm not kidding you, on each side. And now, luckily, it's perfect. I can just push it on. A little bit of wiggling, you can get it tight, as before I had to hammer it on. So really glad that didn't go bad on me. But 3 strokes, like that is not, we're not talking much here to make that fit perfect. So I've got the tang shaped up to how I want it. I know it looks super weird and hopefully it's gonna work out. But the reason it looks so weird, and perhaps this is hard to see on camera, but this is gonna get threaded in here, and that is on center line of the center of the handle back here. So if you would look at it, the bolt's gonna come in like this in the back, and that's gonna push the wood on and also the guard. So that's why it's so weird looking. Hopefully it works out. Okay, so I got that cut. That was no drama. Titanium thread looks amazing. So shiny, crispy. The only thing I don't like is that the die is very tight, going both directions. Unlike steel, where once you cut it, it'll just spin back and forth. So hopefully that won't be a problem with the matchup to the zirconium bolt coming on. Yeah, I'm 100% on board with this. So now, big announcement. Drum roll, please. Bringing in the wood for the handle. So this is ebony, and that is my choice of wood. I think it's gonna look super cool with the zirconium black, and then the black handle of the wood here is gonna look super cool. The only problem with the wood is it's pretty smoking tight to get this shape out of it. So looking at it here, to make it work, it sort of needs to be crooked, and a little bit worried if there's a visible grain. That would look weird if it's running crooked. So I'm gonna address that by hitting it up with the sander, checking the grain. If it looks good, that it's not too noticeable if we run it a little bit crooked, we can carry on as planned. If it doesn't, plan B will have to come into play. Don't know what plan B is. Let's worry about that if we need it. Okay, this ebony wood is insane. So cool. So I think it's gonna be totally fine to put it on a little bit crooked, as I was saying, like this. Just gonna see how that'll visually look. Okay, so I'm just getting this thing set up here. Start machining it and drilling the hole for the tang. So I just got this thing all paralleled up in the mill, and I just realized, looks like a crack in here, and then it goes across and kind of comes down to here. A little bit worried that that is gonna come back to bite me if I don't restart with a new piece. I'm gonna do, hey, let me just grab the guard. So I'm just gonna drill off center of the block, try to cut out that cut and hope that doesn't come back to bite me. So I was able to use the drill bit as a mill, which was pretty sweet. Oh. Oh no. Oh shoot, you're not gonna believe this. But remember how I said I had that crack? And then I did my layoff the 1 inch and then I put the 1/2 inch center line. I just put the whole hole on the 1 inch mark, which was supposed to be the side of this thing. It was supposed to be right there. Oh shoot. There's always got to be that one dumb mistake, right? Well, I'm looking at it right now. All right, I am gonna lay out another piece and recut this. All right, so that's the one that totally went bad. Check this out. We have got it set up. So it's just about 100% there. And the next step is going to be very carefully drill the hole in the back. And I'm going to be coming in with this customized zirconium pin slash, I don't know what you call it actually. It's gonna be something else, hopefully. So anyways, that's gonna go in and hold this all together, and then we can do the final shaping of the handle, and I am just getting pumped about how this is all turning out. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your perspective, I'm gonna have to close this video off here. If you haven't checked out the merch on the website, click right here. That would be awesome. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, then make your life better by clicking right here and subscribing to the channel. No way, I can't guarantee that, but it'll make my day better, so I'd appreciate that. Anyways, we will look forward to seeing you in the next one, and that's gonna be it for me. Have a great rest of your Friday, Saturday, whenever you're watching. We will look forward to seeing you in the next one.
Make your life better?
Make your life better, come on! Maybe a little too bold of a claim?
Just stick to the hammer.
Oh yeah, right.